Do you believe in ghosts? No, I mean really believe? What if I told you there's a house so terrifying that people who enter leave with scratches, bruises, and nightmares that never fade? A house where the walls whisper, the shadows move, and an unseen force watches your every step. Welcome to the Sallie House, America's most haunted home. A place where a little girl's tragic death unlocked something far more sinister. Some say it's a doorway to the other side. Others say it's a trap for lost souls. But one thing is certain. If you enter, you may not leave the same. Stay with me until the very end, because once you hear what truly happens inside, you'll never sleep the same again. Do you believe in ghosts? No, I mean really believe. Not just the kind of belief that lets you tell scary stories at night and then sleep peacefully. I'm talking about the kind of belief that makes your blood run cold. The kind that keeps you awake, eyes locked on the shadows in your room, convinced that something, no, someone, is there. Because once you hear what happened inside the Sallie House, you'll never sleep the same again. The Sallie House. Just the name sends chills down the spines of those who know the truth. It sits in the quiet town of Atchison, Kansas, a small, unassuming house. Ordinary in appearance, but infamous in legend. What lurks inside is anything but ordinary. It is a place where the walls whisper, shadows crawl, and unseen hands reach out from the darkness. It all began in the late 1800s with a young girl named Sallie. At just 6 years old, Sallie suffered from an excruciating pain in her abdomen. Her mother, desperate to save her, rushed her to the home of Dr. Charles Finney, a local physician. The doctor, convinced that her appendix was about to burst, knew there was no time to delay. He began the operation immediately. But there was one terrifying mistake. Sallie was still awake. The anesthesia hadn't taken full effect. She felt every single slice, every cut of the scalpel, every moment of pure, raw agony as her tiny body was torn open. Doors slamming shut on their own, objects moving without explanation, the distinct sound of a child's laughter echoing in empty rooms. But it wasn't until the 1990s that the true horror began. Tony and Deborah Pickman, a young couple full of hope, moving into what seemed to be their perfect home. But from the moment they stepped inside, something felt wrong. At first, it was small things, lights flickering, strange cold spots, the feeling of being watched. Then, Tony started waking up with scratches on his body, deep, burning gashes carved into his skin as he slept. The attacks became more frequent, more violent. One night, Tony saw her, a little girl with dark eyes, standing at the foot of his bed, watching, waiting. And then, the nightmares became real. A burning sensation gripped his chest. He ripped off his shirt, revealing 3 deep, bloody scratches across his torso, claw marks that appeared right before their eyes. Whatever haunted the house wasn't just a ghost. It was something far more sinister. The entity in the house began to control their lives. Objects levitated and flew across rooms. A crucifix melted, as if burned from the inside. Tony's mind was slipping, an unseen force whispering into his thoughts, twisting his sanity. Deborah watched in terror as her husband changed, his mood darkening, his eyes hollow and distant. that it only pretended to be Sallie, using her tragic death as bait to lure in the living, to break them, to possess them. The Pickmans had no choice. They fled, leaving everything behind. And still, the house waited. Even today, visitors report the same terrifying encounters. Scratch marks appearing on their bodies. The eerie sound of a child giggling when no one else is there. The overwhelming sense of something unseen, breathing just behind them. Some believe the house is cursed, forever trapping lost souls within its walls. Others claim it's a doorway to something darker, something that should never be disturbed. But one thing is certain: those who step inside rarely leave unscathed. So, I ask again, do you believe in ghosts? Because if you ever visit the Sallie House, you might not have a choice.